All right, guys, we're gonna do the bow video. My son and his best friend have been nagging me, so I think this one goes out to you boys. So, first thing you have to decide what kind of bow you're gonna use. Okay, for beginners, I would get a recurve. This is a recurve. It's not set up right now because it weakens the bow. I usually just put it like this to keep it protected. It's one of the easiest bows to use and to learn how to use. This is definitely a good one. Wax your strings, they last forever. I've probably had this bow for many years, and it's still got the original string on it. So if you're waxing them, then they last forever. All right. Now this is a compound bow. I've had this one since I was 16 years old with the original string on it because I take care of the string. Now people say, well, you ought to get them changed. Well, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my theory. I've had this bow, like I said, since I was 16. I got it when I was 16, and I am absolutely deadly with this thing. And it's pretty nice. It's got a 65-pound let off. Wait a minute. Is this one 65? This one's 50-pound let off with a 29.5-inch draw. With the length of my arm, I have a 29-inch draw. That's something you have to do if you're going to decide to buy a bow. You need to go down and find out what your draw length is on your arm to properly get set up for a bow. But this is called an Apache Hunter made by Bear. I don't even know if you can even find these things anymore, but this one's been really good to me over the years. I've probably taken 50 deer with this thing since I was 16 years old. Now we're getting into the modern nonsense. This is called an Evo 7. This one's custom made. There was only a couple of hundred of them made because of the pattern on it, and the frame's been skeletonized. This one's got all the amenities on it, everything you can think of, bow finger, everything. It's compact. I've goofed around with it a few times. I'm not proficient with it like I am my other one. I'm still learning this thing. It's a pretty nice little bow. I mean, if you want to go out and spend that kind of money on a bow, that would be the way to go. I would definitely recommend buying something like that that's been skeletonized. Can you come up on it? This is called skeletonizing the frame, the lighten the frame up on it. It's at both ends. It's got a heck of a pattern on it. Like I said, there was only 200 of these ones made, so. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you go out and you do what I do. You get yourself a crossbow. Now that's the way to go. Now you can take anything out to about 100 yards with this thing with no problem. This one's got the AR style stock on it with the pistol grip on it, scope. I mean, it's got silencers on it, everything. This is about the best you can get right here when it comes to that. I mean, they got new ones now that they're all reversed and all this nonsense. This is all you need right here. This is it. That's all you need. If you don't want to get a gun in your house, this would be the way to go. Without a doubt, I wouldn't even hesitate. If somebody's afraid of bullets, and they want something that can drop all the way up to a grizzly bear, this would be the way to go. If you're afraid of kids, I'm going to tell you what, I want to see some kid pull that string back. I want to see that one because I want to know who this kid is. Okay, that's all there is to it. I know what it takes for me to pull this back, and I'm 200-pound dude. And look at me, I'm not a weakling. And I got all I could do with the 2 hooks on it, with the strings, to pull that string back, to cock this. So this would be the way to go. If you're a mousy man, I would not go this route in any way, shape, or form, because you wouldn't be able to load this thing. Try not to damage my Harley while I'm doing this video. All right, so let's discuss finger protection for long bow, straight bow, and recurve. You need to get some kind of finger protection. The strings will tear your finger. The string will tear your fingers up, without a doubt. So whatever hand you use to cock, this is what you put on to protect your fingers. It's leather. I would definitely, for beginners, I would get a forearm protector. Me, I know how to use my arms to cock them, to be able to not, so I don't get chafed from the strings. That's a big one. All right, so you got aluminum arrows for the bows. These are carbon fiber. Everybody is probably going to notice I got field tips on them. Every one of them have field tips. I do not use razor tips. There's no reason to. You're wasting your money. It's going to do the same thing as a razor tip. Believe me, I've taken more deer and more animals with that tip than anything. It's razor sharp at the tip. It's going to go through anything. That's carbon fiber, though. Oh, another one. The fletchings all are colored for a reason, okay? So the off-colored one goes outside or up when you're putting it in the bow, always. Now, this is a bolt for the crossbow. Here, let me do it that way. Is that better for you? Mm. Okay, this is a carbon fiber bolt. If you noticed, on the ends, they're totally different. One notches the string and one sits on the string because the bolt sits inside the crossbow by pressure. This sits on the string by the end. I don't know if you guys can see those ends. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, same principle with the bolts on the crossbow. The off-colored goes straight up. If you look on the top, you got the fletching on the top that's off-color, and it sits perfectly straight with the string. That's why they do it like that. So you don't, if you have to do it in an emergency or real quick, that's how they just do it on the fly. All right. Got a couple of different kinds of trigger releases. I use trigger release with my bows. This one just wraps around the string, closes. When you pull, you just release it. Wraps around my forearm, by my wrist, well, on my wrist, so I can get the leverage to pull it back. So you're not putting all this pressure on your fingers. Here's another one. You lock it on, and this one goes forward, and then it opens it up, and it releases. See the ball bearings? They moved. Well, the second I close it, it locks it in. So that's done by wrist, too. All right. So I would definitely figure out who and why they're going to use a bow. That would be the thing that I would do. If it's a female, find out your strengths. Go down to the local bow shop, gun store. Every gun store I walk into here has bows on the shelf. You have all the way from a 6-year-old all the way up to an old man and an old woman that can go get bows. You figure out the strength that you have in your arms, what you're capable of doing. They fix the bow to your liking. Recurve, longbow, and straight bows, it is what it is. If you don't know how to use one, I would definitely go find somebody that is knowledgeable on these. It's very primitive. If you don't have a concept of primitive, I would definitely go get some training on that. Practice with it. Practice, 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 practice. I cannot stress that enough. Make sure you're doing it in a safe place. Most of the time when I'm playing around with them, I have bales of hay. And I just put a target on the bales of hay. And you know what? The arrows go into the bales of hay and I just pull them out. No big deal. Recurve bow, you're probably talking about 25, 30 yards. Pretty dead on accurate. I've known guys that go out 50 yards or more. Compound bow, you're talking 50 yards. That's the recurve bow. Compound bow has cambers on it. These are called cambers. This one here is fully adjustable. You could see all the notches and everything in the adjustments. So I can adjust this thing to my liking on tension here and here. Same thing. I can't adjust this camber, but I can adjust the tension on the bow itself with this one. Out of all the bows, this is my favorite bow out of everyone. I don't know if I'm being biased because I've had it since I was 16 or what, but it's been a good bow. Crossbow, like I said, they got so many different kinds of crossbows. I mean, you can go, the sky's the limit. You want to spend $5,000 on one? Knock your socks off. You can buy a really decent defense crossbow. I've seen them right around $250-ish up to about $700. That's a good price range. I mean, you need to figure out what you want it for. You got different feet per second with the bolts, with the way the crossbow's set up. I would definitely have everyone in the household that's able-minded to be able to use it to practice with it. I'm bringing this up is because I want people to be aware of there's other things than guns for home defense, okay? And I mean, a bow is a little cumbersome unless you know how to use one proficiently. If you're proficient with it, it ain't gonna bother you to use it as a home defense. The crossbow is more of a home defense weapon than a recurve or a compound bow. You can hunt with them. You can take everything from a squirrel to a bear. They got people world record grizzly bears taken with a bow. So if anybody says, "Oh, you can't do it," well, bull. Go look it up. I mean, I can't believe some of the nonsense they come up with. Try to understand what you're going to be using these things for before you go purchase them. If like I said, if you're going to have one in your house for home defense, make sure your wife, you, teenagers in the house are proficient with it. Train with them. Don't assume they know how to do it. train with them. Get them to understand that it's a tool. It's there for protection. And the way the world's going right now, I've seen some pretty nasty stuff in the last couple of weeks, and it's getting crazier. This is just another means of self-defense. I keep saying that, the 5. That's food, water, medicine, safe place, and means of self-defense. Now, you can go either route. I hope if you're going to go this route, I don't think that you're going to have any problems. But what's going on in the world right now, in the United States, if you're going to go the other route, I would get on top of that one like now. I mean, you should have done that like months ago. I mean, without a doubt, you should have went and done that months ago. It's, I gotta try to be careful here how I say this so I don't get strikes. The brothers in the north, how's that sound? Across the border from the St. Lawrence Seaway, had a brilliant idea to ban all pistols. Like overnight. Ain't there due process or something to go along with that one? But I don't understand that one. But the way the Congress and the Senate and the fearless leader we have has been talking, I don't think we got much longer before you're going to be able to get means of self-defense here in a smart way. How's that sound? Okay. I'm going to leave it at smart way. Okay. In the legal way. I think things are going to get out of control with all this, and I think they're going to force people's hands. I don't want anybody to get in any trouble. Don't go out and do anything illegal. It's nonsense. You don't need to do anything illegal when you can do it legally. Just like I said, get means of self-defense for your own peace of mind. I know me having means of self-defense helps me sleep at night. And I know it helps my wife sleep at night to know that we have copper and lead pellets to throw at people if they need to get things thrown at them. Anyway, another thing I was thinking about this home defense thing. If you don't have a dog, perfect thing for warning you. The dog will warn you that somebody's there. Something else came to my mind the other day, and I wanted to put it in the video, but I figured I'd do it with this self-defense thing. If and when, because that's how I'm going to say it, if and when these fools cause this country to collapse, which they're on the verge. I've never seen anything like that. I still say it. I can't stress it enough. Any of us that are our age, me and my wife's age, we understand this. What's going on? What scares me is half of the populace ain't old enough to realize what they've lost already. They don't realize the freedoms and the love of country that we've lost in the last 20 plus years. I mean, it's baffling to me. We can't be on TV blaming everybody for everything, okay? What I mean by that is you can't blame an inanimate object for somebody's actions. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? So I'll do it this way. Okay, so if I were to go out and go do something stupid with that, okay, are they going to blame that? They're not going to blame that. That's an inanimate object on every level. It's a freaking machete. And don't tell me they haven't done it with this, because I could show you they have. Go to Japan. What did that fool over in Japan do a couple years ago? You take the inanimate object away from everybody, makes everybody vulnerable, okay? And they can't protect themselves from the fools, okay, that are doing stupid stuff. You can't blame an inanimate object in any way, shape, or form, okay? It's not the problem. The problem is the mental health in this country. I mean, it's on steroids, okay? We have a drug epidemic that's on steroids. I mean, I'm baffled by this. No trust in anything. You can't even trust your own government to tell us the truth of what's going on. I mean, I would rather have somebody tell me right straight to my face, Paul, this is what's going on. I would rather have that instead of a bunch of nonsense going on. You know what? Then I can adjust myself. That's what preppers do. That's what my channel is. It's a prepper channel. It's to prepare for anything and everything. That doesn't mean just food, water, but medicine. That means mentally, spiritually, every aspect of it, you have to prepare. Understand, there are evil people in this world, okay? And they're going to get even more evil, okay? The more this escalates, these people are going to get more and more desperate. Desperation, people make mistakes. One of my videos, I said, 3 days, no food. Watch what they do. They're going to get stupid. Wait until these little children of these families that are just, they can't even make it right now. Okay? I'm watching this like a hawk. And I'm watching some people getting pretty desperate. They're going to start selling their soul to the devil to get whatever they need to. All right? And if that means take it from you, they're going to do it. Okay? When and if this goes down, I have a big suggestion for you. Okay. Now, I'm thinking mindedly here because we're not in the SHTF situation. Okay. We're getting close. That fan, it's almost there. So, just a thought. If you were to walk by a house and you seen garbage all over the front lawn, all over everywhere, old clothes and old dishes and stuff like that, would you go to that house? I know I wouldn't. So my suggestion to you is go through your house, get a box, put a bunch of old stuff in it that you don't care about. You don't care if it rots. Put it in the box. SHTF, throw it on your front lawn. That way it makes your house look like it's been looted already. You won't have as many problems as your neighbor's going to have. Another thing, get dark plastic and duct tape, okay? Find a safe place in the house where you're going to congregate. Take the windows up. That way, when you got candles and hurricane lamps and stuff like that, that light ain't going to emit outside, so they're not going to know you're in there. Go out the back of the house. Don't go out the front of the house. You don't want anybody to know you're there. Protect your family at all costs. You know, if it's SHTF, that means martial law. Martial law, go read it. Go look it up. You have no rights. You have no nothing. And if you're doing something illegal, it's your problem. You get hurt. And I said it before. It's not the person hurting the person. It's they're defending themselves from somebody trying to hurt them. I know if my children were in there and my wife was in there, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to protect them. That's my thought on the whole thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. I have no problems with it. I have none, zero problems. God, you come near my dogs now, all hell's gonna break loose. But anyway, watch this water thing. I wanted to give you an update on the water. Lake Powell is getting desperate. They're down 176 feet from capacity, and it's getting pretty low. I think last time I looked at it at 1,000, they said if they hit 950, they're going to shut Hoover Dam down. That means no more hydroelectric. They've already stopped people from irrigating their farms out of the Colorado River. Food prices are going nuts. I'm watching that one. I just went and did prepping today, and I just watched it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, whoa, okay. We just stocked up on some stuff that we've been using, and that's what preppers do. They replenish, from what they're using, and if you're prepared for this and you've been prepping, then this whole nonsense and this nightmare ain't going to hit you as hard as it would the regular family that I was talking about, that they can't make it. So be safe, guys. I'll do another video here real quick. I'm thinking about I don't know, I'll talk to the boys and see what they want me to do. I know that they've been nagging me about doing a couple different kinds, so I'll probably work on that. I think I might do the one on the knives next, on different kind of knives, what you can use them for, what they're for, and stuff like that. But you guys have a safe day. Remember, 5, food, water, medicine, safe place, and means of self-defense. Get on it, please. God bless. Bye.